Hello everyone, it's me, Josie Glamour. Um, First off, I would like to say thank you to all of our wonderful qualified judges that have stuck with us and believed in us and supported us through this whole entire experience. Um, this video is to explain why I should be the first Miss Super Queen. And I think what makes me more qualified to be the first Miss Super Queen over my fellow competitors is I've been doing this for almost 10 years. So that's definitely come in handy with the challenges, especially when I have to craft costumes. I think my professionalism in that sense allows me to excel. That's why I've been able to win so many challenges. And I mean that in the most humble way possible. I guess this is important to me because I will never have the opportunity to be on RuPaul's Drag Race, and I may never have the money to compete to be Miss Continental or Miss EOY or any national pageant really. And this is probably the closest I'm going to get to having some semblance of a platform. And while I'm excited to be a part of this and be in the top 3 with 2 other trans competitors, I feel what sets me apart in that aspect is growing up, I always knew I was different. And it wasn't just a trans thing. It wasn't that I knew I was like a girl before anyone else did. It was, I knew I was brown. I was brown. I'm very brown. I'm very Asian. My grandmother came from the Philippines when my mom was 5. And that had a large influence on like who I am as a person, my work ethic, and kind of the way I view the world. But because of that, I ended up not ever fitting in anywhere because I was one of the only Asian families in my hometown. And that really didn't change all the way through high school. There were maybe 3 Asian families in Silva. And when I got into college and I came out as a then homosexual, I found myself having a hard time finding people to be interested in me, mainly because that whole no fats, no femmes, no Asians, and while I am not Kim Chi and I don't have the platform to make a choreographed number and a recorded song and to really drive that message home, I feel that that's something I've had to overcome personally in the community because I was very effeminate before I started transitioning, but I was also Asian, and many people just, for some reason, like, I don't know if it's a insecurity with themselves or if it's like a form of racism, like internalized, had a hard time fitting in with the gay community. And it wasn't until I started doing drag that I really started getting respect. That is until I started transitioning. And once I started transitioning, it kind of went back to that, like, I was different than everybody else. I wasn't the same as the girls that were performing because I wasn't a boy anymore. I was a woman. And I carried myself differently. And because of that, I felt I've faced a lot of discrimination because a lot of people don't want to compete with trans women for some reason, and then we get in that whole RuPaul stink about trans women being an equivalent to Olympic athletes doing steroids but not actually being able to compete in the Olympics. And that in itself is a mess. I think that in itself, really defines me as a person, like what I've been able to overcome, I think really sets me apart from my other competitors in all aspects of that, like just to make me who I am as an entertainer in the past 10 years and the past 28 years of my life too. Those have really helped shape me into the entertainer I am now, and I think that's what really makes me qualified, I guess you could say, to be the first Miss Super Queen, because I started off in a very, very shoddy little single wide trailer in Bryson City, very humble beginnings, and now I live in Asheville, North Carolina, and I get to put on these extravagant clothing, you know, fur and this collar, these pearls. Like, I get to do this on any given night that I'm, you know, allowed to, and get paid to do this. It's a very humbling experience, because I don't think my grandmother had that in mind when she thought about coming to America to, like, make this dream happen. She wanted better, and I don't think she knew how much, like, opportunities I would have to be a better person, because, I mean, my mom was 5, but I'm thankful for everything, and I'm thankful for this competition because it's really allowed me to express myself in a different way than I normally get to. I work at a top 40 bar, and I usually have to do top 40 dance numbers, and I haven't really got a chance to showcase my abilities and my talents as an artist. And because of this competition, it really has allowed me to spread my wings and soar to new heights and other cliches like that. But I think, aside from this video, I think my track record speaks for itself. I've done really well, and I hope that I can showcase more in this video and in my next 2 looks to prove that I am the most deserving. Once again, I am Josie Glamour, one of the top 3 finalists for Super Queen, and I thank you.